China, why they're in BRICS. They have been anathematized. They have been threatened. They've been called, actually, enemies by both the US government and the UK government. And indeed, both governments are at war with Russia in the Ukraine right now and endlessly preparing for war with others. Ditto Iran. You can see what's in it for Iran. Outlawed, sanctioned since the Islamic Revolution. Never left alone, never given a moment's peace. Regime change operations ongoing all the time. But you couldn't say that for India. You couldn't say that for Brazil. You kind of couldn't say it also for South Africa, and you definitely couldn't say it for the United Arab Emirates.
That's right.
For Saudi Arabia.
Right.
There's all kinds of countries now queuing to get into BRICS that weren't outlaws to begin with.
That's right.
That's the amazing thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is. In fact, U.S. policies over time, with its hegemony, has actually driven Russia and China closer together, and it was against U.S. policy for them to even come together. But it's a sort of a self-defeating prophecy that has occurred here, in which we've actually driven them through our own ineptness in terms of policy formulation. You don't see strategic thinking coming out of the United States any longer. And frankly, if Harris were to win, I know what you just said earlier, but if she were to win, theoretically, she has no strategic vision, and she's dumber than dirt. I mean, the United States and its people would be in a greater problem than it is right now. And not to mention that what Biden has done has already been very disastrous, because Trump had kept us out of war for 4 years. And I'm hoping that he does get elected or reelected and try to change things. But things have moved along so much since he was president last. It's going to be incredible challenge for him to try and undo the damage to the world that has happened already with what the Biden and Harris administration have done. What
you just said there, I mean, we're both old enough to remember, Nixon and Kissinger went to China precisely to divide the then Soviet Union and China.
That's right.
It was an article of faith of American policy to keep China and Russia as far apart as possible.
That's right.
Subsequent presidents with less sense have done everything that they could to make Russia and China effectively one place.
They have. And we see this all the time, because it has been the neocons, the neoconservatives in the United States that has pushed this containment concept. Whether they're in both parties, both the Republican and Democrat parties. And they play both ends, and Israel is part of the foundation of that neoconservative mindset, like the Wolfowitzes, the Richard Pearls of that constituted the neoconservatives in the United States. That containment, and we saw it with Victoria Nuland.
Yeah.
Oh. What a disaster.
Like that's what happened. She turns up everywhere.
Everywhere. And you know, she's been in both administrations. I mean, she is one of the authors of the Ukraine crisis that led to the coup in 2014. Sure. She and then Vice President Joe Biden.
Yeah. No.